Hands up since the 1990s, 1988. A few of you in there. All right. Well, we have people on this panel here. I was adding it up depressingly enough. I think we're over 200 years of toy experience, getting dangerously close to 300 years of toy experience. We do have at least one person on the panel who brought you the first turtle toys in 1988. And at least one panelist who was not born in 1988. But now works on turtle toys. So we're going to go ahead and introduce people here. All right. Well, I'm Jeff Trojan, marketing guy at Playmates. I get to go first because I moderate, because it's the easiest job up here. After us, Carl Aronian, Senior Vice President, Marketing at Playmates. The well-known Pat Linden, marketing guy at Playmates. Ray Diamond, our industrial designer. We've been running the shop from China often enough to talk, so take advantage of him here. And ask whatever questions you can. John Stell's here next, marketing guy at Playmates. One of the newer additions to our team in her second tour of duty at Playmates. You know, many of us have returned many times. Georgia's back also. And first time on the panel, but not the last, Lisa's house. Which is really quickly going to take you through a lot of segments of toys that we've got in 2015. I'll tee it off to the rest of the panel to kind of introduce things. I think, Carl, you're going to talk first about mutations being one of our lead segments and focuses for the year.
Yeah, so 2015 being a kind of bridge year between the two movies, movie 1 in 2014, of course movie 2, June of 2016, we had to come up with a big wow segment for this year to anchor the line. And historically, mutations, our transforming turtles, has been our best-selling turtle feature and theme over the last 25 years. In fact, one in particular, Pet to Ninja, is probably our second best-selling assortment of figures of all time next to the basic figures. So we knew that could anchor a whole new segment of mutations, and you guys have seen some of those in spring, Pet to Ninja, Mix and Match Turtles. Going into fall, you'll see figure to weapon, which is the first time we've combined figures and role-play weapons. And even going into spring 16, you're going to see a very cool mechanism that, with a twist, takes you from turtle figure to turtle vehicle. So a lot going on in mutations, including the biggest turtle figure we've ever done and the biggest mutation we've ever done, which we'll show you in a few minutes.
We're talking about mix and match figures. Georgia, Pat, who wants to take it from here?
Yeah, so Mix and Match is a new segment that we launched this past spring.
We're on the TV spot, kick it off.
Sure. Yeah.
Thanks to the guys. Tag. Work like that. Work with it. Do we have an audio tech around? Okay. We're just not getting the volume we were before if you got a tech guy.
The volume?
There you go. Very good. One more time.
See if we can do that.
You're stuck, guys.
What's happening?
Big question. Yeah, so Mutations was a segment that we launched this last spring and has performed very, very well. And it is cool in the fact that you can create your own different mutants based on the different parts of the different figures. So we launched with 8 different figures, and by the end of 2015, we'll have up to 15 where you can mix and match the different parts. The latest figures that will ship will be Dog Pound, Robotic Foot Soldier, as well as Razor. So, oh yes. And another thing that we're going to do differently going forward is include a different head with each of the different figures as well. So in the pack out, you get a complete play pattern with the ability to mix and match with just one purchase.
And don't be surprised, guys, if you see various forms or versions of mix and match across the whole line over the next couple of years, and not just with basic figures. So it's, clearly it's a play pattern that resonates with everyone, kids and adults alike. So I think we're going to be doing some fairly unique things with this play pattern and this feature.
Moving on to Pet to Turtle Mutations.
So Pet to Turtle Mutations first came out in, you guys, Toka, 92?
92, yeah.
92. And we've probably sold through since then, not that you guys care, but over 5 million units, which is, it's a big number. And it's really it has the perfect balance of being a challenge in terms of the actual transformation, but not so difficult that the youngest turtle fan can do it. And it's been no different this time around. We did it for the original Turtles, we did it for the relaunch, and we did it again this spring. And again, it tends to be our most popular deluxe figure. You're gonna see from us in spring of 16, an 11-inch version of the Pet to Ninja. And so it's the first time, we did it in a small way the original time, but really the first time in a big way we've done the Pet to Ninja. Still at $20 retail. So that'll be for spring 16. And then the other mutations. So figure to weapon is, as we said earlier, it's the first time we did the kind of hybrid figure and weapon. So our 2 most popular segments. And the kind of secret to all that is working with Japanese developers who really know transformation like no one else. And so they did an amazing job of taking what is quite a realistic turtle figure and being able to split it apart and create a pair of role-play weapons. So, love it. That'll be for fall of this year, and we'll see how the commercial goes if we can run it. But that'll be a big deal for this fall. And then another mutation SKU for fall of this year is the mix and match battle shells. This is the very first time that we have made the Turtles shell, front and back shell, removable. So it's a spring hinge on the back. You press the tabs in back, the shell comes right off, and you can pop on a high-tech shell, each of them that has a different feature. Some launch missiles, some have flight wings that pop out, and they're all modular, so you can mix and match the various regular turtle shells as well as the high-tech shells. I can dance all day. In the vehicle area, we also have a number of new mutations. And so in the spring, I don't know if you guys saw a couple of our mutations that went from ground mode to flight mode. That was with the exclusive figures. For fall, we're going to have the Turtle Turbocharger. So this is the Pet to Ninja commercial that has been running.
Mutate him again and again for a total turtle takeover. Surprise! Mutations back to Ninja Turtle, each sold separately.
There you have it, all right.
So Pepper Ninja, we're just keep bouncing through Georgia. Turtle to weapon, which we described. Now we'll look at, this is the rough cut of the commercial. So animation is obviously not final.
Let's do this! And grab his mighty side. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures to weapons, each sold separately.
So how cool is that, right?
All right, let's just click on, we'll get caught up. Carl was talking about the battle shells. And here's where the turtle shell comes off and you put on their kind of mech shells. So for the first time, you get to see what a turtle looks like without that shell on there. He's got kind of cool futuristic space pilot outfits. And to continue on mutations, John, you want to talk about the vehicles?
Sure. So we have a couple new vehicles. These are also basic mutation vehicles. This is the quad rotor with Leo. So basically he goes from a motorcycle to a quad rotor very easily. And the next one. And then we also have the tri-flyer with Raph. So again, it goes from kind of a three-wheel bike with Raph, an exclusive Raph figure, and then he transforms into a flying vehicle as well.
One more.
And then the Turtle Turbocharger. So this one goes from race mode to battle mode. You simply kind of lift the hood and kind of fold it back over the top, and it goes into battle mode, complete with 2 projectiles, and all the basic figures will fit inside of that.
Are you ready for the next one? The biggest turtle ever! 24-inch giant Leonardo playset is an articulated action figure that opens up into a gigantic sewer lair playset. There are so many awesome features in this playset. There's spring-loaded floors, there's a lookout tower, there's a skateboard, it comes with a skateboard for Mikey, there's a dojo for Splinter, there's a computer lab for Donnie, there's jail for you to drop the crane into. I mean, there's so many things in this playset, it's unbelievable. And if you wait till the very end, we will show you the most awesome commercial ever made in the history of turtles.
Action figures. So continuing the basic as well as Mutant Shredder, where he is the weirdest looking shredder I've ever seen in my life. Big crab arms, as well as his shrimp shredder buddy. And then Dimension X. Dimension X plays a huge part in the Turtle series going forward, where the Turtles head out in space, and here they are outfitted with their different space attire, with the removable helmets, the visors that will go up and down, the gear is removable as well, and they come with their core weapon accessories.
And guys, we use the term Dimension X kind of interchangeably with space. So this is the story arc, the theme that's going to basically be the first half of season 4, starting in October of this year.
Dimension X Future Boy, as well as Savage Mikey, which, when Mikey heads to Dimension X, he becomes the leader, which is very cool. And there he is, Leader Mikey in his Savage outfit.
What's that on his head?
That is a crane brain on his head.
Nice.
Then you go to the giant 11-inch figures, and we'll show you a commercial of the head-dropping 11-inch turtles.
Surprise, Shredder! The giant turtles have a new ninja move! The head drop! Awesome head pop action! Gets them every time! Teenage Mutant Ninja head drop turtles, each sold separately.
So 11 inches tall, fully articulated, comes with their core weapon accessories and the head dropping feature. New is Power Coil, And these are really cool. They have a power coil punch where you're able to wind back the arm, let it go, and it whacks the bad guys. And then new going forward too, for fall of this year, you have the 11-inch Dimension X turtles. Again, outfitted in their space gear with removable gear as well as weapon accessories.
The ones from the commercial first, then we'll talk about this product. Okay, so fun for big kids too. But you know, for the youngest fans of turtles, now they can control their own turtle. They can work out with Leonardo. They can become Leonardo. It's a simple infrared remote control, and it's Ninja Control Leonardo. It's got more than 40 phrases and sound effects. Now you control his ninja moves. He swings his katana, moves his head around, and hits steer him everywhere. So it's got a couple easy to use modes. You press one button, it'll do like 30 seconds of action. So really easy to use, a lot of fun. So that's coming out this fall. That TV spot on air this fall. So that's fun. And next, some exclusives that we've got available with different retailers.
Has anybody seen this out there?
Yeah.
Who raised your hand? You've already picked one up. Okay, you're gonna come back tomorrow, we can see more hands, right? So this is 11-inch metal Mutant Leonardo. Who was at the earlier panel from Nickelodeon? Who was there? All fans out there. So they talked a little bit about this awesome figure. If you go down to the next booth, you'll see it down there. He is decked out in his Dimension X gear. He comes with his katana sword. It's all removable gear. Comes in an awesome blister package. He's available only here at San Diego Comic-Con for purchase. But if you guys like the new Facebook page, TMNT Play, there may be a contest with one available for one lucky fan to win after the show. So if you're not able to get one here, try to go downstairs and get one. But if not, there may be a contest available after the show. Go visit our Facebook page. Next is our Metal Mutant 5-pack. This is only available at Target at the end of the year. These are awesome figures. You come all 4 of the Dimension X turtles and a future toy.
Yeah.
No, I was just looking at my spelling. I thought I misspelled it. But these are only available in a 5-pack window box at Target at the end of this year. These figures came out absolutely beautiful. So if you want to pick one of these up, this is where you can get them.
Wow.
And then another awesome exclusive. This one I'll actually have packaged.
Whoa.
History of Leonardo.
And this is the evolution of Leonardo as an 8-pack, and it
Nice.
starts from
That
the
is amazing.
very original comic book Turtles back in 1984 and progresses from 1988 all the way through to today.
Exputation.
Do you guys want to tell any secrets about how that product came to be?
Yeah, how did that come to be?
You guys know the answer to that question? Carl, you know this one.
2007, Leo.
You want me to fill in what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, normally we have set things, the Ray and gang and Carl and the gang before my time, had set up the whole history of Turtles for our own reference and for reference in meetings with Nickelodeon and things like that. And I believe it was the owner of the company who saw it in Hong Kong in one of the meetings because, we should release a product like that. We think the fans will like it. We think some of our retailers will like it. And we said, no, that's impossible. That'll never happen. And found a way to make it happen, right?
Yes, so it'll be in a nice window box package, available exclusively at Toys R Us, and retail price point $90. Will be anywhere from $90 to $100.
All right.
So,
Is there
if-
pl-
go ahead.
Plans for just Leonardo or is all?
To start.
To start?
But yeah, it's actually, the way it's been developed, we can do it for any of the characters, and each of the bases actually interlocks, so we could also do single figures on the bases later on, or 2-packs or 3-packs or whatever.
So if any of you were at the panel earlier, you were lucky enough to see a sneak peek of some of the awesome new characters in Dimension X. Available only at this retailer. Triceratops of the Triceratops Army and Lord Beneth, the drag ruler of all insect life in the universe. These 2 figures are available at Walmart at the end of this year.
Really?
First to market for this year.
Okay.
Next, John, you can take them through the
So we have a couple new vehicles out this year. So Casey Jones Slamboni is the first one. So Casey gets his own vehicle. It's kind of the hot rod version of Zamboni, which makes sense for Casey. It has a area inside where a turtle buddy can also kind of help him into battle, and it'll fire off hockey pucks as well. And then for Dimension X, the Fugitoid ship. So this is kind of a, based off the larger Fugitoid ship, it's kind of a one-man ship, and the exclusive figure that will be coming with this is a Space Mikey. Then the Party Van is back. So that's obviously one of our biggest selling vehicles of all time, and it's now back into the show, and so we're bringing it back in toy form this fall, and there it is. It has a couple different features to it. You can open up a little airfoil on the top to fire off projectiles. A little door, armor door swings out. You can attach a figure to it and swing out into battle. And of course, get the other guys up in front to drive. And then the pizza thrower is coming back as well. So Ray has kind of given it an updated look, a whole new design. Pizza Face is the button on the side there that actually launches the pizzas. It has plenty of room for two of your turtle figures and one to drive and one to kind of man the gun in the back. So yeah, pizza thrower.
And now for role play. We always want to keep it fresh, so with the new space theme coming out in the show, we've updated the basic role play. Still has the bandanas and the throwing star, but they've got the new space look. So each character has been updated for the new missions that they go on. And then for a new interactive role play, we have our Ninja Strike weapon. This is actually programmed to work with the kid. It's got Shredder and Leonardo phrases and sounds, and you're actually battling against Shredder. So the faster you swing it, you can beat him. If you give up, Shredder will ultimately take over.
Okay, fans of the Half Shell Heroes. It's been a fun one to develop. That's that turtle brand for the younger kids, in that safe aisle, that preschool aisle. We'll roll the commercial and kind of show you how we launched last year.
Another adventure with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One day out of the world, the turtles run right into an ambush. But here comes Leo with a shell laser. Later at the Turtle Super Sewer HQ, Shredder plots revenge. But the turtles are ready with Transformers, a good kick in the pants, and a T-Rocket sender.
Thanks. It's been a fun one to work on. We liked it. We like the way those characters got drawn into that younger style. Then Nickelodeon kind of picked up on that, did some illustration based on those, and I think that's found its way now into some of their publishing for young kids. I think they're going to do some clothing and some bedding based on that, so it's kind of catching its own life. We like the way the turtles look animated, so wouldn't it be great if there was some animation out there somewhere in the world of those characters?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I'd love to tell you there might be, but I'm not at liberty to say that.
Right.
So, keep your eyes open. All right.
That's cool.
Spoiler. Let's start with some of the characters. We're rolling new ones out all the time. Snakeweed and Spider-Bites, Backfly Slash, Tiger Claw Neutralizer are the next 2 packs coming out. We'll keep new ones coming on, new versions of the Turtles, new mutants from time to time. I think the next place we went with Turtles was your dojo versions of the characters. We're going to keep refreshing kind of well-known preschool play patterns and new mutants, of course. So we got Bebop and Rocksteady joining the fold. They got a nice rescue Leo and a road rescue Donnie. So we'll keep the fun stuff going. We're adding to the vehicles assortment. Most of our vehicles got a nice little try me on shelf, and you can separate a lot of them into 2 different vehicles. Like a little tread cycle, the cycle on the front rolls out. The Dune Duster, there's a little ultralight that lifts off the back. So those 2 are available now. The Stunt Decks later in the year. The Hovercraft came out this spring. We got our own preschool version of the Party Van coming out next spring, spring of 2016. That's nice. Lots of fun stuff there. And we got a brand new, Carl was talking about how we brought mutations into the rest of the line. We brought it into Half Shell Heroes also with a real cool feature I want to show you in this TV commercial.
Another adventure with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh no, Leo, Mikey, you're trapped. But it's Raph and Tony to the rescue in their mutations vehicle. Raph's fire truck become the turtle tank. Jesse's in his pack, and Donnie's recycling truck mutates to become the shell blazer. Ready to shell it out dead
Yeah, that's a rough cut. That's our first cut of the commercials. It's out for approval now. And that little shot of Shredder flying after, that's going to be some custom animation a little later. So, real fun transforming feature. Just the youngest kid can flip that over. And you get two vehicles in one. It comes with an exclusive figure. So you'll see that on shelves probably within a month here. And then we do role play with our preschool line. So it's really cool, soft, safe foam role play. Real easy slip-on bandana. It's just more appropriate for that 3-year-old age group. And there's a smaller version of the shell. It's got a cute little smock that velcros over the front. And then it's on to boats. At this age group, most of this stuff ends up in the tub anyway. So we've got a couple cool floating boats with a neat little diving feature and a water cannon feature. And those are just hitting stores now too. And then we're going in a real fun preschool direction. A little upset that this movie, Jurassic Park, kind of stole our thunder here, but dinos always work for kids. So we got, and we worked in the history of turtles, obviously.
Yeah.
So we got Dino Turtles kind of going back in time with their turtle buddies. You'll see those in the 2 packs. We'll get them on shelf probably around October of this year. And then as we go into spring, we'll be having those will be the next wave 2. Splinter and Shredder. And then those vehicles I showed you earlier that kind of a little higher price point, we'll be throwing some dinos into that size for the assortment that the turtles can ride on. So you got a cool mechanical action with the Stegosaurus and the Pterodactyl and the Raptor with the Triceratons. Then a little bigger, you got a great T-Rex with Donnie. So you see those around January 2016 on shelf. And then T-Machines, brand new sale.
T-Machines we launched this spring, that is available in the die-cast style. And when we were working on the vehicle line, we're like, you know what, we have to do something different. We can't just do vehicles and slap a Turtles logo on it. So we try to incorporate as much personality into the vehicles as possible. So when you see the vehicles themselves, you'll see that Raphael, he's the biggest, most powerful turtle. Makes sense to put him in the biggest, most powerful vehicles. You have Michelangelo, he's kind of the jokester. So it makes sense to put him in the more of the hot rod style vehicles. Donatello, he's the brains behind the operation. He's the one that invented the T-Machines. He's the one that services them. So you put him in a service truck. So the line itself has really grown, has really done well. And by the end of this year, we'll have anywhere between 15 and 20 different vehicles available to choose from.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and their T-Machine. Rescue Splinter from Shredder and Fish Face. All right, take him out, Raph. Did someone say takeout? Catch of the day. Shredder is on the attack. Oh no! Turtle touchdown! Splinter slams on the brakes. Turtles T-Machines. Playsets, launcher, and vehicles are sold separately.
So the vehicles are 1/50th scale, and it's a combination of vehicles that have appeared in all the history of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle TV show, as well as some of our own creations. So you can see the different waves that are coming up on screen up there. Single packs and some of the waves that have yet to ship.
Right.
And then we'll do 2 packs as well that we call Ninja Charge, where we're changing up the colors to differentiate and giving them transparent wheels as well. But again, capturing that turtle personality in each of the vehicles. Feature vehicles with sound, where you are able to press the button on the vehicle itself to hear that particular turtle speak, as well as vehicle sound effects. Those vehicles are going to be new. And then play sets. Which this is our $15 play set. Each of the play sets comes with an exclusive vehicle. You have the Turtles gas station, as well as Don's garage. Will ship in spring, and we'll follow that up with the TCRI building for this fall. deluxe playset that we spring.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and their Tea Machines are chasing Fish Face and Shredder. Pizza? Mikey, wait! It's Shredder! Mikey races right into the trap. Even Fish Face ends up in the wrong lane. Leo, right on track, launches a Turtles Revenge Smackdown and saves Mikey. This race is over the machine. Turtles Tea Machines. Playsets, launcher, and vehicles each sold separately.
There is the playset itself. And then new for this fall is going to be the Race to the Sewer playset. This is really cool, over 2 feet tall, side-by-side racing action. It incorporates the crane brain into the action as well. You are racing against the crane brain going down the track set. You are able to manipulate the cars, change lanes by the paddle at the top there. So as they're racing down, you get to the bottom, and the first vehicle to get to the bottom makes it into the sewer lair, while the second place gets shut out.
Heard a lot of shutters clicking. Sounds like we got a lot of fans of Tea Machines as well as the action figures. You guys collecting those?
Yeah.
I promise you the best commercial ever made. Ready?
Oh, wow.
So before we open up the floor, just for a couple of questions, before we end this, just wanted to let you know, some of you guys that already follow the Playmates Facebook page, you may have noticed that we have created an entirely new page just dedicated to turtles. And we would love for you guys to follow that page, see all the other handles up there too for other social media. That place is for you. We like to hear what you have to say. We want to know what you have to say about our product and our toys and about the brand in general. We love hearing from you guys, so please follow us and let us know what you think about what we're posting and what you'd like to see more of in the line.
Last thing is we will be introducing 2 new segments in different aisles of the store based on the Turtles property. Spring of next year, nothing we can talk about yet, but I think some pretty big surprises with these new platforms. So that'll be, again, first quarter next year. And then, second quarter, Turtle movie 2, June 3rd release date will be on shelf probably mid-April, and we've read the script, and man, it is bigger and better than the last movie, which of course was incredibly successful, and a lot of new characters, vehicles, and environments. So we're pumped. So thank you.
And George was talking about the social media. If you don't have one of these postcards, just raise your hand, we'll pass one out to you. And then we know how to get hold of us. Also, real cool picture of the turtles on front, so pass those out. I think so. Questions?
Oh, that is cool.
Let's open it up to the floor. You got questions for any member of this team? Let's go. Let's get the first question right up here.
Toga, get up here. Get up here, come on.
Let's hear it, man.
One of the top fans. All the way up, man. All the way up.
Here's like a hypothetical, big what if. Alright, like technology is like really crazy, right? We went to Barker last summer, and just, the stuff that they can do anymore with digital scanning is like super crazy. And you go down on the floor, you go to like Gentle Giant, Mattel, you're gonna find these, you probably know what I'm talking about, the jumbo vintage toys. I don't know, have you thought about doing something like that? A vintage, I don't know, Raphael or Shredder? I know I would pay for a jumbo vintage Shredder on the collector market. I mean, that would be like super crazy. They could scan that in, I mean, it's just a hypothetical, I'm just saying. Like Shredder, something like that, I mean, the collector market for turtles is really there. That's like that's something you guys haven't approached before, I'm just saying.
No,
Not the $20,
Ask them.
no.
not the $20 jumbo ones, but the actual, you know, like they got this vintage He-Man. It's like this big. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, He-Man.
Excellent point, Toka, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely not out of the question that we go down that route, whether it's, call it a semi-mass produced thing, or more of a one-off thing, with, 3D scanners and all that, so, but no, we have talked about it, and just, and just figuring out the next step, so.
We know we'll sell at least one. Two. All right, let's go back.
Price just went in half, man.
Yep.
Second row.
Yes. All right, let's talk classic collection. You guys said at Toy Fair, you told me at Toy Fair it was on hold, and then the internet got mad at me for telling them that. So, is there any news on the classic collection?
Well, are we talking,
Like you showed Krang and Shredder last year, you showed the prototypes.
you're talking 6-inch?
6-inch, yep, collectors, classic collection.
That's even better.
Yeah. So, right now, it is still on hold. I know. But we are starting to develop something. The only question is, will it be out in time for the movie or fall of 16? But it's pretty much all I can say at this point. I mean, what you'll find in the collector area ongoing is, call it the pulling out of the mothballs, old tooling, the 4-inch guys that you find at Toys R Us. That continues. You've got, as they showed you earlier, the 8-pack, the history of the turtle, starting off with Leonardo. You can figure there's other guys if that works. There is the, what is it, Mr. Guys? That we covered, and there'll be some other things, but the biggie will be the 6-inch as we start developing some other stuff.
Okay.
So,
Oh, way in the corner.
Yeah, with the exception of the re-release of the original sculpt for the 2012 figures, how come you guys don't put pupils on the turtles?
So we talked about this since the 80s, and it's probably never been resolved since the 80s. The big thing is, if we ping off one or two of them, hey, they're gorgeous, they look great, they got personality. And then when it goes into mass production, you got one pupil over here, you got one over here. So because the show itself now, the current show has picked up on the fact that when they go into battle mode, you just see the whites of their, I guess, bandana, whites of their eyes. Now we can account for the fact they don't have pupils. You have seen some of the redeco guys that have pupils, and we kind of like the idea of kind of going back and forth. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you have noticed, since 2012, the basic guys, for the most part, have not had pupils, and the deluxe guys, the 5.5-inch guys, have had pupils. Why? More surface area, makes it a little easier to be consistent with painting the pupils in. So my guess is we'll stick to that because we're just never really happy with the consistency or the quality of the pupil placement on the small guys. We still may give it a shot every so often, but given the fact the show's given us a reason not to put the pupils in, I think we'll probably stick with, for the most part, no pupils on basic and pupils in the deluxe guys and on the 11-inch. So.
We have a question in the very back row, right? Who's going to ask it? Mom going to ask it?
To know if the big playset that Leonardo that turns into a playset, if you'll make Michelangelo.
Oh. Mikey, a 24-inch?
Only because she asked, we'll think about it.
Mikey? The turtle hat? Mutation. Mikey, that's a turtle mutation? Yeah, that's a turtle, Mikey.
Yeah, absolutely. But 24-inch, if Leo really does what we think he'll do, you'll see other turtles.
Not the turtles into weapons, but the current mutations right now.
Yep.
He actually has trouble with them moving in and out. It seems like the shells aren't big enough. Is there a way to maybe make them a little bit larger to resolve that, or?
11-inch version.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of that way since the beginning, but we'll take another look. Actually, what I'll really check is the 11 inch, we can still catch some of that. Okay.
Well, somewhere in the middle.
For the 11-inch line, do you guys will ever do like Splinter or Casey or any of them?
We've talked about it. I think you'll see probably Bebop or Rocksteady before you see Casey and Splinter, just because they tend to be, you know, a couple of the more breakout characters. If they work, then very possibly you'd see others. I mean, honestly, when we do the non-turtle characters like Shredder, it does okay, but it's not huge, so we just have to kind of call our shots. But I think Bebop and Rocksteady are probably pretty safe.
Had your hand up a long time. Lady in the front row.
Why in the Turtle 2 weapon is there no Donatello?
Are you a fan of Donatello?
Yes.
One of the only.
It's a great question. Too bad it came from Jeff's daughter. We'll talk about that later, young lady.
Wave 2.
So Donnie, and listen, we try to do all 4 turtles whenever we can. If you have to look at who sells the best, it's usually Leo. And again, it's in a minor way. Then usually Raph, then Mike, and then Don. Don may be a little more distant fourth than in the old days. Forgetting that for a second, the fact that Don uses a stick as his weapon made it a little more difficult to get excited about the figurative weapon. So now, if figurative weapon is a phenomenon, you know we'll do that and every other one we can think of. But right now we're starting with the 3 guys and seeing what happens.
I'm surprised you picked up on that for once.
Well, remember, his blade pops
Attention
out
to detail.
now. He's got that blade.
Yep.
It's not just a stick anymore. There's more to it.
Have you been talking to Nickelodeon?
Sure. Purple, sure.
What are the chances of seeing Karai in her ninja outfit?
Yes. That question
There it is again.
A mathematical number or a philosophical number?
She's a big part of the show. And
We are doing Snake Karai in her sports car for Team Machines.
I know, but
Good enough?
Karai slipped into the half-shell heroes assortment. That's not very
What would be the best outfit to do her in?
They're talking about a human Karai, not a snake, but it's basic human.
Basic
We
human
get that
Karai.
question a lot.
So Pat's saying, okay, we'll do the human Karai. What outfit is your favorite?
I don't know, something from Guess. I just.
All right, so let's say Karai for sure, well, no later than beginning of 17, but more than likely fall of 16, right, Pat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Add it to the line list as soon as I get back to the office.
Michelle.
In your history. No, Michelle's got to come up too.
Okay, in the history of the Turtle Toy line, with all the Leonardos, the 2007 Leo was missing. Is there a reason why that was chosen not to be in the set?
Damn you, Michelle. We'll let her up here. Honestly, it was a 9-pack originally, but the tooling was unfortunately destroyed for the 2007.
No.
That's what we said, because we actually didn't find out till the 11th hour. So, so we may still come back at some point and reconstruct it, but it was too late to start from scratch. In fact, I should probably rephrase it. It wasn't destroyed, but when they tested it, it was a disaster. So I don't know what, they leave it out in the rain, I don't know. So that's why it is an 8-pack. Yes, but a very good catch, Michelle.
We have a 2007 toy, it's now reborn. We have a question.
Yeah, so you got the line, I'm gonna get that, the whole turtle, and you said the mutations are doing really well. Is
there any possibility of a mutations line where you can mix and match different versions of the turtles?
Referring to.
So like,
Pop out the leg.
the mutations line, like you could have like an 80s arm. And,
Hey, that's kind of cool, actually.
That'd be neat.
Good idea.
Just like Cyril wrote down that idea for.
Take that idea.
Yeah, write that one down. No, that's a very good idea.
We'll definitely consider that. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. It's a really good idea.
Another question in the front.
Yeah, so he had his question, but my question was, when you were talking about the car mutation, I thought you were talking about the turtles into a car. I mean, I've had the toys since the 80s, but I've always wanted to see.
Well, no, auto mutations were actually the ones where you squeeze the legs and the armor came over.
Right.
But it is a turtle figure. I don't know, 4.5 inches tall?
5.5 inches.
5.5, that become a vehicle, but the way it mutates, the way it transforms is quite different.
Oh.
So if you take the Penta Ninja being probably our simplest mutation, and the Ninja weapon probably being the most complex of the mutations, this one probably is the simplest of the mutations. It's literally rotating, you pull the shell out, turn it counterclockwise, pop it back in, and it goes from figure to vehicle. It's really, really simple and cool. And the big challenge now for these guys is, can we actually create a try-me package so you can see it, right at retail in the package, and that's what we're working on. So, but I think it's one of our better mechanisms we've done.
You didn't see it in the presentation because this is all 2015, so that's actually a sneak peek to spring 2016.
Got time for probably one or two more questions. Anyone with a burning desire? Here we go.
You guys showed the TCRI tower. You showed a couple other play sets. So how do they from a sizing perspective? How do they stack up against the 24-inch Leonardo and then our 4.5, 5.5, 11-inch figures? Like, I didn't see the sizing for those.
The playsets you're referring to were in scale to the T-Machines die-cast vehicles.
Oh, and T-Machines die-cast.
Yeah, so that's all in scale to those. You're gonna get, so this year what you have is talking sewer layer. So it's the sewer layer from the show, but with a talking chip in it, and the 24-inch Leo that becomes the playset. Those two are, the anchors to playsets. Next year, I think you're gonna be really pleasantly surprised by some new playsets. So, some that are fairly iconic to the Turtles mythology. So, yeah, people will be quite pleased that there's some different stuff going on next year in scale with the basic figures.
Awesome. Thank you. Anyone else? Last question out there? Here we go.
I don't know if this is physically possible.
I've heard that many times.
It's never stopped in before.
Is there any chance of being able to make an Irma figure that can morph out into crazy sunshine?
Irma bot.
You know how we've said yes to everything so far? I don't see Irma in our future. Sorry.
Let them decide, Irma or Karai.
Karai!
Or Irma. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks. Thanks from all of us. Thank you.
Stay up to date with Pixel Dan at San Diego Comic-Con 2015. Follow at Pixel Dan on Twitter or /Mandalorian30 on YouTube.com. Thanks for tuning in to your premier source for all things toys, Pixel Dan. See you again.